All right, all right. Oh shit. Salakia. I want to start by giving all glory and praises unto those holy and powerful names of Yahawah, being the Father, and Yahawashi, being his only begotten Son. This is Brother Malachiah, giving double honors to the apostle of a great millstone who do word well do and do teach well. Um, Bear with me 1 second. Let me change my battery setting here. But I wanted to do a real quick lesson on, just current events, but mostly on the third woe, man. And I know brothers have been doing constant videos. So like, hold on. Have been doing constant videos on this third woe. All right. And what is the third woe? What does that mean when we say that in the scriptures? Well, to break it down speedfully, we'll get it real quick. But with everything going on with Iran and everything, as the what's the word? The tensions increased. Things are gonna start to get bad here at home. All right. So things are gonna intensify, get worse, for the people. Okay, for the inhabitants of Babylon the Great, aka America. All right. And ultimately, the end goal of this, I wouldn't say end goal, but the end, the destruction of this place is going to be due to thermonuclear missiles fired off from the allies of Babylon the Great, aka America, and the enemies of of Babylon the Great, aka America. Okay, through the Spirit, the Lord Yahawashi said that He was going to destroy this place with fire. He has reserved the ungodly to fire. All right, because the Lord Yahawashi said that's how He was going to take this place out. All right, because He already took this place out once before through the Spirit with a flood. All right. But now the Lord seeks to destroy this place for fire, and He's going to do that via these thermonuclear missiles that Edom has. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah has given Esau Edom the ability to bring to pass, to bring it to fruition. Okay, but ultimately that very instrument, okay, those nuclear missiles are going to lead to his end. Okay, that and the chariots. The chariots also going to fire a chariot fire from out of the ships, and it's also going to lead to the destruction of Babylon the Great, aka America. Just defiled, wicked society. All right, and there's here. I'm finna get this precept, but here this is this AI video, and the Spirit was on me, to like do something on this. Like, man, you need to speak on this. You need to go into some precepts about this. You need to speak about this. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we are set up to do. So, we're set up to do what? Warn the people, give them warning of the coming destruction, because World War, the third world, like I'm finna get into, is coming, man. All right. And so what manner of person are you ought to be, roughly paraphrasing that scripture, when these things are come, to shortly come upon the people, or to shortly come upon us, man. We here, Lord willing, we be a part of that number. We be of the hopeful elect. We are to, cry upon the name of the Lord, how about Shemi Al-Shai. But we are not ignorant unto what's going on here in the earth, man. As far as the third woe, as far as the destruction, as far as the evil that's going to be brought to these 2/3, to these wicked Israelites, to these wicked nations, okay, that's over here in America, because we know that America is aka Babylon the Great is a melting pot of many nations. Okay, the scriptures say this: the whore sitteth upon many waters. There's many nations, many peoples, many tongues here. Okay. This is Revelations 11:14. It says, "In the second woe is past." The second woe, it was it's like I say, the woe. These woes represent destructions, major destructions, and we're coming into the third woe, and the third woe represents the third destruction, which is which is gonna be the last destruction. This third war is gonna be the last war of wars. It's gonna be it. This is it. There won't be no more wars after this. All right, because guess what? The Most High Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai is gonna come down from heaven, from the heavens, from the third heaven. He's going to come from the spiritual realm. He's going to come with his omnipotent power and his force. Like the scriptures say, every eye shall see him in Revelations 1:7. That's going to be accomplished. That's going to be fulfilled through the chariots. Okay. And this is all going to happen in the midst of this third woe. Okay. I'm read it again. Revelations 11 and 14. It says the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Okay? And within that third woe is going to lead to the end of Esau, the end of this man's rulership in the earth. Okay, the scriptures speak about in Job 9 and 24, roughly paraphrasing, that the earth is getting into the hand of the wicked. Okay, so like I say, he's had a time to rule and to do what he was going to do in the earth, because it was prophecy for him to be ruling in these last days at the current time, right now. You know, Esau is the end and Jacob is the beginning. All right, so let's get another precept, and then we're gonna get to the AI video, because that shit, that I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That shit, it kind of hit me, man. It kind of like, man, it's kind of spiritual, man. You know, if hold on, give me a second, because the Lord said this here. I'm putting ungodly. I'm tripping. This is right here. This is let's start. Can I put the NLT up here? Let me see. Slovakia. Let me see. NLT parallel. Hold on. Let me see some. Hold on. Let me. Cause sometimes, you know, the NLT is good for edification's sake. Okay. So bear with me here. I'm trying to find the precept I just found. Goddamn. Oh, hold on. Did this shit? Okay. Hold on. My bad. Let's go back. Oh, my goodness. Salakia. Hold on. Golly, man. Here we go. All right. So we got the KJV on the left-hand side, and we got the NLT on the right-hand side. I want to read it in the NLT on the right-hand side, verse 7. So this is 2 Peter's 3 and 7. It says, and by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire. So we understand via the Lord Yahawashi, through him speaking through his men, which are the men of the Lord. You know, the voice of the Lord is through his prophets, and his prophets are also here on the earth today, whether you believe it or not. The men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord, the 144,000, the elect, like it speaks about in Revelations 7 on down, all that, is they are here today doing the same works that they've done in the past, which is what prophesies the downfall of wicked, defiled kingdoms. But this just so happens to be the last wicked, defiled kingdom, the last leg of the Roman Empire, which is Babylon here in this beast system, which is NATO and the EU. Okay, their stronghold and their grip of the earth in these last days is finna come to naught, because the Most High Yahawashi is finna bring forth a new rulership that hasn't been seen on the earth in a very long time. Okay, and that's the rulership of Yahawashi, which is the Son. All right, and the ones that's going to be under Yahawashi is going to be the elect. Okay, and that's what we're striving to be. All right, because destruction is coming to this place, so we want to be of that elect number so that we can get delivered. You know, have deliverance through the Spirit. You know, mercy. Okay, from these things, man. I'm finna get into this video in a minute, but it says, and by the same word, the present heavens and earth have been stored up for fire, they being kept. So like it says, they being kept for the day of judgment. And then we're coming to the time of Yahawashi. We're coming to the time of judgment, you know, when ungodly people will be destroyed. Man. Okay, and that's the NLT. Okay, now, you know. So let's get this AI overview. I mean, this AI video. And then we'll get some, you know, Lord willing, get some, you know, it's not going to be a long ass lesson, but some more precepts, you know, just going into where we are in prophecy and where we are in time, and, you know, the spirit that we ought to be in, you know, and also we're coming into Passover in April the 1st through what I believe, April the 1st through April the 7th, going into Passover here. But, you know, we're just bringing this out, Lord willing, being the watchmen, being the men of the Lord, being the prophets, you know, blowing the trumpet, man, blowing the trumpet and sounding the alarm, man. You know, because shit is clear and evident where we are in prophecy and what's finna get ready to happen. All right, and eventually here the MOTB is finna get implemented. All right, but we're in the midst of Jacob's trouble. All right, but let's play this video.
Might be fucked because the video that Iran put out today is scary on all different levels. So Iran just released a video today of a missile traveling through different countries to get to New York City. And when it gets to New York City, it hits the Statue of Liberty. But the Statue of Liberty isn't the...
So I'm gonna pause it real quick. Lord, you know, they said they're saying that, you know, Iran produced this AI video of, you know, they produced like 2 videos, and this is, I guess, the second one. You know, and if if they did produce this type of video, and this is from, you know, Iran themselves, then this is some real, you know, biblical shit going on here. You know, because as you see, you know, you got Baphomet is on the head of the Statue of Liberty, because we know, and I want to believe and guess that these Iranians know that this place is a home of wicked men, you know, pedophile, disgusting, you know, the Edomites, man, the home of the Edomites over here, over here in Babylon the Great, man. Okay, in these elites on the left hand side, they worship Satan. They worship false gods outside of Yahawah Yahawashi. Okay, but they worship Satan on the left hand side. They practice child sacrifices. They follow the Talmud. They follow all these wicked ways. Everything that they do is outside of the way of the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi. It's completely reversed. It's completely backwards. Okay, and as you can see, Iran is showing an AI depiction of them destroying this place, destroying America, destroying New York. It's like a capital in a sense of New York City is a very important type of place for Babylon. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hub, if you will. All right, and they're showing it getting destroyed, and they're showing Baphomet, they're showing the statue, they're showing all that being destroyed. All that is biblical. All that is going to happen. All that is within the third woe. Okay, and Iran is mentioned within the scriptures as Persia within the scriptures. All right, and they're allied to Russia. They're allied to Magog. Okay, which is Russia biblically within the scriptures. Okay, because Russia are in possession of these Japhetic lands at these times, at this current time. Okay, when you go into the scriptures, when you go into Ezekiel the 37th chapter. All right. So, as you can see Baphomet right
and
there.
I think you know exactly what.
And that reminds me of a precept, you know, because this place is going to be destroyed. Precept here. Yeah. Let's start at 8, man, because this is Isaiah 47:8. It says, "Therefore now thou art given unto pleasures, thou dealest carelessly." Okay, and these people, this is the spirit of the people. These people, they even now they're still lollygagging. They're still in the spirit of everything's gonna be good, everything's gonna be fine. No, this place is finna get blown to smithereens, man. Okay, and the only way to get delivered from it is to, 1, be an Israelite, and 2, be an elect Israelite, and then, you know, and call upon the name of the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi. And Lord, when the Lord deals with us, and he delivers us from, you know, this destruction. All right, because Iranian nuclear missiles are going to touch down. Missiles from other enemies outside of Iran, you know, the enemies of Babylon the Great, are also going to touch down into this place. So what are you going to do? All right. You know, it says, but, you know, when things get nuclear, that's when Yahawashi is going to, you know, come deliver us. You know what I'm saying? But there will be boots on the ground. Things will intensify. There will be bloodshed. There will be, you know, all of that, you know, but It's just not gonna be just snap your fingers and they just start shooting nukes. Nukes are like the last thing, they're gonna wanna, boots on the ground, see how things going, and then do the slide, then do the nuclear, But ultimately, it's in the Lord's will that Babylon the Great get nuclearly destroyed, okay, by the allies, because the scriptures speak about Revelation 17 that the beast shall hate the whore. So we understand that NATO and the EU, the NATO allies, the EU allies, they're going to turn against Babylon the Great, okay, which is the whore, okay, and burn this place with fire, which is those missiles, those nuclear ICBM missiles, okay. It speaks about this in Revelation. It also speaks about this in Revelation, the 9th chapter, when it goes into those, how many missiles is going to be. I might have to pull that, but it says, therefore, hear now this, that thou art given unto pleasures, and thou dwellest carelessly. This place dwellest carelessly. This is a place of unwalled villages, like it speaks about in Ezekiel the 37th chapter. This place will get hit with those missiles. Okay, it says, I am. This is the sentiment of this place. Just like ancient Babylon. But this is talking about this Babylon, because ancient Babylon, which is modern day Iraq, is still here. It has not been destroyed, and obliterated. All right, because the Babylon is talking about in here in Isaiah 47 is speaking about a future prophecy of a future Babylon, and it's talking about this kingdom that we're living in right now. All right, because when you go into what Babylon means, it goes into confusion. We can get that real quick. No, we're not gonna do all that. It goes into a mixing of confusion. Ball onto this place. But anyway. It says, I shall neither sit as a widow, neither shall I know loss of children. All right, but this place is finna get hit. This place is finna get destroyed, man. Okay, it says, but these things shall come unto thee in a moment. The loss of children and widowhood. This place is gonna be fucked up, man. It's gonna be sorry. It's gonna be a sorry sight. Okay, it says they shall come upon thee in perfection. Okay, and I'm bringing this out because as you see on that AI depiction, you had the Baphomet statue. The Baphomet head on the top of the Statue of Liberty, showing you and ultimately showing the world that this place and these people and the elites of this world of Edom, these Amalekites, are, the elites, they worship Satan. They worship Baphomet. They worship left-handed gods on the left-hand side that are instructing them to do wicked shit. But these are the wicked, okay? Satan uses Esau, Edom on the left-hand side every day. Okay. The physical counterpart of Satan on the earth is Esau, Edom. They are the wicked. When you go into Malachi, the 1st chapter, they are the people, the border of wickedness. Okay. And in which I'll get that. And then we'll come back to Malachi. We'll come back to this. We'll come back. We'll come back to this Isaiah, of course. Oh my goodness, so lucky. But these are the people. What the hell? You mean to tell me I put in hate Esau and there ain't no nothing pops up? Right. Sure. We'll just go to it manually. Now this is I guess it's hated Esau, not hate Esau. Whatever. We'll jump down to the point. It said this is Malachi. Jumping down to the point, verse 3 says, and I hated Esau. Esau, Edom is the forefather of these. It's a forefather or progenitor of these so-called white men, women, and children that you see today. That are actually Edomites. That 100% go back to, the line of Esau, Edom. Okay, because you have our people, the Israelites, that look like everything under the sun because we've been scattered throughout all these nations, because of all these various captivities. So you have Israelites that look like Brad. You have Israelites that look like Steve, and they look like them Edomites, but they're not Edomites. They're the Israelites. But they're going to get destroyed, and they're 2/3 unless they return unto Lord Yahawashi and repent. All right? But it says, and I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage to waste for the dragons of the wilderness, where it is. And this is where Esau is now, but he's finna be destroyed. It says, where is Edom, save we are impoverished? And they came back into power during the Renaissance, during the 1400s, and they came out of that state of captivity, and they built up, and they've been building up since then. But the Lord Yahawashi Shai is against them. He is not for them. Okay? It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return to build up the desolate places, thus saith the Lord. But it says, they shall build, but I will throw down. Okay, they shall call them the border, them the people, the nation, them the border of wickedness, and the people, not just one man, the people, slack, against whom the Lord Yahweh shall have indignation forever, which is righteous hatred and anger. All right, the Lord ain't fucking with you ultimately. All right, and we not fucking with you. All right, because we the Lord's people. All right, so let's jump down. And we go back. All right. And we were right here. All right, because Esau, Edom, and this kingdom, these elites have trusted in Satan, have trusted in the left-handed, and their left-handed power to get them the victory and to get them their new world order, to get them all the things that they desire. All right, to get them ultimately what Esau Edom is trying to do is to create his own kingdom on the earth, but that's not going to be able to be completed because see, you're in the way, because prophecy says that you're going to be deleted, you're going to be destroyed. Okay, in our kingdom, which is the kingdom of Yahawah, the kingdom of Israel, it's going to come into fruition under the Lord Yahweh Shai, under King David and the elect. All right, so therefore that means that you cannot be in rulership right now. Okay, your time is coming to an end. Okay, it's tickety tick tock. Okay, on the clock. You feel what I'm saying? All right, so let's play a little bit more of this video and we get some more precepts.
This says right here. Now, even though this video is AI, this video is sending a direct message. And that message basically says that they have plans for the United States of America. Mind you, wasn't President Trump just saying that this war was close to being over? Well, after this video.
All right, let's speak on that real quick. There ain't no end. There ain't gonna be no end to this war, bro. And even if it did slow down, hypothetically, it doesn't matter because see, the Lord Yahweh Shai has already have it set up and to where this place is gonna be destroyed, and it don't matter whether this place slows down or it's like okay, they start doing peace talks. No, there will be no peace. Even if it's seeming like there is going to be peace, there will be no peace. This is Isaiah 57:21. There is no peace, saith my power to the wicked. And that's a simple verse, but it's still okay. Esau is the wicked. He is the wicked people. Okay, that the Lord has set up to do with to fulfill left-handed wickedness on the earth. Okay, the left and the right, the Lord controls both sides. Okay, but they are the wicked. There is no peace to these people. Okay, and plus they haven't been at peace with no one else on the earth. Esau been bombing, killing, rape, robbing, and stealing, not only just from the Israelites, but from the other nations as well. All right, there ain't no peace, man. But the other nations, they're not well off. They're not good. They're not. The Lord don't give a damn about you. Okay, because you other nations outside of Esau and outside of the Israelites, y'all are going into slavery too. Y'all not good. Y'all not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all better off than Esau. And no, all y'all going into slavery. Every last single one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Under the direct orders of Yahawah Ba'ashim Yahawashi. That's what I'm gonna start saying. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit, because we speak, but listen, we don't. The authority in which we speak is not of our own. The authority in which we speak is under the Lord Yahawah Ba'ashim Yahawashi. The Lord said that you're going to captivity. The Lord said that you're finna get fucked up. All right. It's not our words. You know what I'm saying? We believe in the words. We have faith in the words and that he's going to make good on what he said. But, man, it's under direct orders of the Lord, Yahawah Ba'ashim Yahawashi himself. You're going into captivity, and there's nothing that you can do. All right? So get ready for that. All right? There is no peace to the wicked. So let's go back to Isaiah. Let's go back to Isaiah 47, going into these enchantments, going into these false gods, going into these going to Baal, going to all these left-handed deities outside of the Lord. Okay, and let me say this as well: the left-handed deities or these gods, quote unquote, are not really gods. They don't have any power. They have a sense of power, a pseudo sense of power, but they don't have any real power. See, the Most High Yahweh Shai okay, is gonna be evident, because we're gonna see who's gonna win in these last days. Is the Israelites who are depending, and the elect who are depending on the Lord Yahawashi for deliverance, for salvation, for mercy's sake, from our enemies? Are we gonna win, or are these devils who are nothing more than devils, who are nothing more than the wicked, who are nothing more than a base man, are they gonna have victory over us and our and the Lamb and Yahawashi? God forbid, that would never happen. That's not it. That's not how it's written. See, everything's already written. The playbook is already written. We're following the playbook. We're following the script. There's nothing that can be. There's nothing that can go off script, or or it's going to be added to the script. You can't add nothing to these scriptures. The scriptures speak about adding to the scriptures. In Revelations, I believe the 22nd chapter, adding to the book. There ain't nothing that you can be like, oh well, Esau just comes out of nowhere, he wins at the end. No, that'd be added to the book. All right, that's not written. All right, but what is written is the victory that we're going to receive from this beast, from this system, okay, via the names of the Lord Yahawashi. And what is his names? What's the names? Yahawah being the Father, and Yahawashi being his only begotten Son. We're in the last days, and it's very important, it's very paramount that we teach these particular names. All right, because how else are we going to get delivered out of this system? Okay, but the elect, the hopeful elect, are going to be the ones that's going to call upon these names in truth and sincerity. Okay, because we've been given that faith, we've been given that true faith to call upon these names, man. Okay, now let's jump down here and get back to the point. All right, going to these sorceries, these enchantments, and things of that nature, man. Okay, these are nothing more than the modern day Chaldeans, man. They finna go down, man. Okay, and the modern day Chaldeans, they worship. I mean, not modern day, but the Chaldeans, they worship all type of gods and wickedness, man. Same thing as Esau, man. Who you think Esau learned it from, man? You know, they're following after the wicked. They're following after the wicked. They're following after the steps of wicked men, and these wicked men got destroyed, and they're finna be destroyed. So let's play the rest of this video.
I don't think this war is close to being over. This video is terrifying. Look at this shit. Tell me everything that you notice in this video. Native American land.
All right. And I wanted to pause it here, and I'm going to pause it a couple times more. Bear with me. If you don't like it, leave the video. Listen. So you got the Native Americans here, or AI depiction of Native Americans. And ultimately, what's being explained, what's being shown to you is Iran is in the spirit of being like some type of avenger, or some type of sword to go against Esau. And ultimately he is, to a degree, you know, but he's finna turn around and get destroyed too, because they're heathens. The Iranians, Ishmael, Elam, whoever the fuck, they're heathens and go into captivity. Thus saith the Lord, under the direct orders of your Lord Yahawashi. All right, but they're showing Native Americans here to show you the atrocities that the so-called white man and these fucking wicked fucks have done against not only us, but other people. You're going to see other individuals. Now, what happened to the Native Americans? What happened to Gad? The scriptures speak about how troops shall overcome him, the U.S. cavalry. What did they do to Gad? Man, they destroyed Gad. That's what they did. The Gatling gun, all that. They took Gad land. They took the Northern Kingdom's land. Okay, and committed nothing short of genocide on these Israelites, man, on these on the Northern Kingdom. That's what they did. That's the inception of America. The scriptures speak about in Nahum, war into the bloody city. This is the bloody city. How Babylon was set up was through bloodshed and through rape, rob, and murder of an indigenous people, so that they can claim the land, kill them, take their shit, and then you know, ride off into the sunset. That's what they thought was gonna happen. That's what they thought. What they said, the age of discovery, the doctrine of discovery, quote unquote. Oh, we discovered this land. Over, you know, whoop de whoop, right? Y'all are savages, so we're gonna civilize. No. All right. So there's a recompense for touching the apple of the Lord's eye. But listen, not only did you touch the Native Americans, which is you know, the Israelites, you touched other, like I say, you touched the other heathens, and I'm gonna let this video play, and you're gonna see that. Watch this.
Japan.
Now listen, look. Now why are they showing Japan Nagasaki? Why are they showing that? Because what did Esau do to Japan Nagasaki? He blew them up. All right, and so and you can imagine how the people They were getting blown up. The Japan Nagasaki people, they were getting blown up at that time. How they looked up into the sky and seen just death. They seen death raining down upon them from the sky, from the heavens, from Esau. But now it's your turn. That's what they're saying. Don't you see? That's what they're saying. Hey, you killed everybody. You did this. You did this. I'm gonna keep playing the video in a second, but I'm trying to bring home a point. They're saying, listen. Iran, like I said, Iran is in the scriptures as Persia. When you go into Ezekiel 37th chapter, this place is cooked. All right, this place is destroyed. This place is over. But they're saying, listen, you did all this evil, all these killing, all this murder, all this to these people. You remember this, you remember this, you remember this, and you remember this? Well, guess what? Now they're saying, this is the spirit of Iran. They're saying, oh, okay, well, guess what? Now it's your turn. It's your turn to be fucked up. It's your turn to get blown to bits. It's your turn to look up and have no hope, to look up and be brimstone. All right? But see, fuck Iran. They ain't on shit. They're heathens. The Lord Yahawashi is going to be the ultimate sword, the ultimate judgment, the ultimate punishment for Esau, Edom in these last days. The Lord's going to deal with them. We don't got to lift up a finger. You know what I'm saying? We don't got to lift up a nothing. Get a gun, none of that. The Lord is our sword. The Lord is our buckler. The Lord is our shield. The scriptures speak about this. David spoke about this in the Psalms, how the Lord was his shield and his buckler. And well, guess what? You know, David is an Israelite. We're Israelites. The Lord is also our shield and our buckler as well. Okay, don't forget. Because it's the times that we're coming into, we're going to have to remember that. Because we're coming to a time of famine, darkness, all type of evil, plagues, false flags. What are we going to do? We're going to have to depend on the Lord. Yahawashi. That's the only way. The only way. So let's play the rest of this video.
Tell me everything you notice in this video. This shit is crazy.
Okay, and now you got Vietnam. What did the Americans do in the Vietnam War? They went over there and fucked them up. They went over there and was killing all type of motherfuckers over there in the Vietnam War. All right, remember that. You know, in Vietnam, remember they was dropping napalm, fire from heaven, napalm. Remember that? That's in Vietnam. You got Yemen. You know, there was Yemen wars. America went over there and fought with them Yemen motherfuckers too.
But look at everything.
Palestine. They over there right now. Israel over there right now. Killing them motherfuckers. Killing them. Yeah. Over there doing that. You know, to this day. Right now. You know, raining death upon those Palestinians with Israeli missiles and all that shit. You know.
In this video.
And then on top of that, according to some of the news, they said real quick, they said that Israel blew up a school somewhere in Iran and killed 150 children. No, I'm not. Hey man, I am laughing. You know what? I am laughing. I'm laughing at all you heathens, because 150. Who man? Cool. The scriptures speak about how none perishes being innocent. And when we go to Job, but check this out. No one cared. If 150 niggas died, no one would give a fuck. No one would care. No one would bat an eye. There would be no outrage. No one cared when we was getting destroyed in slavery, when we was getting all type of atrocities and castration and butt breaking and wickedness was happening to our people. So I'm supposed to fucking feel some way about 150 kids getting blown to bits by these white motherfuckers, these Edomites. The Edomites did it. All right. I don't give a damn, man. Y'all ain't care about our people. So we, you know, because we're coming to a time of rulership. The Israelites is finna get ready to rule 150 people. Man, we finna, the Lord Yahawashi is finna kill way more than that. All right? We finna kill way more than that when you go into Ezekiel, the 25th chapter. When you go into the vengeance, the Lord's gonna lay upon the heathens via Israel. Okay, you think we just gonna stop at 149 people? No. Let's keep watching.
Epstein Island?
And then they making fun of these motherfuckers because you got the Epstein Island and you got a little girl looking up at the sky. You know, because it's nothing more than pedophiles, rings and satanic rituals and all type of left-handed foolishness and wickedness going on down here, over here in Babylon the Great. And they wonder why they're finna be destroyed by Yahawashi. They wonder why their kingdom is failing. They wonder why. All right, because there's a price. There's there's a price to pay for wickedness. Okay. So going into this. Well, actually, let's get the rest of this. Let's get the rest of this a little bit.
Nah, I don't think this is over, man.
You know, and they just show Soleimani. If you go, let me go back. If you remember Soleimani, I remember that guy. That's the guy they blew the fucking bits I want to say a year or 2 years ago. They killed United States and Israel has killed a whole bunch of these niggas, these Iranian generals. They killed a lot of these niggas. You know, but I remember that guy. Watch this. Hold on. It's gonna show his face. Right there. There you go.
I don't think
that guy. Go look up his name and look up what happened to him, and you'll know that the America was responsible for his death. You know, so they have a reason. They're swearing vengeance. They ain't forgot about they fallen homies. They're trying to get back. All right, and the way that they're gonna do that is through this war and through nuclear missiles. They're gonna shoot on Babylon, bro.
this is over, man. And then look at this shit here. But watch after it hits that statue. Look what it says.
I mean, shit, the writing's on the wall. The men of the Lord, like, what do you want us to do? What else do you want us to say? Like, it's here. We're going to keep being a broken record and keep saying it. We're going to keep talking about the third world. We're going to keep talking about Babylon getting fucking obliterated by nuclear thermal missiles. We're going to keep talking about it. We're going to keep going to prophecy. Because it's going to happen. All right? So let me get this. All right? But thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. All right? This is the spirit of Babylon. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee. Thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. You motherfuckers really think America is just, if it's tough, if America is still like we're in the 60s or some shit. Like America is still in its prime, in its heyday. Like America is not Tommy Tough Knuckles anymore. Okay? Now, is it still the hammer of the earth? Yeah, but it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. All right? They're going to be the hammer until they're not the hammer no more. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be the hammer of the earth until they get hammered. You understand what I'm saying? All right? By those missiles. All right, it says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge have perverted thee. All right? Because this place upholds left-handed satanic ways at the very top. I'm talking about the elites. They hide these things, man. It's not open. It's not very, out there in your face, but sometimes it is out there in your face. But it's not like you just see Trump eating fucking babies on national TV. But I'm saying that these things go on, behind closed doors and things of that nature. And Trump himself, he's just a puppet. He's low level. But there's elites that control him, Zionists, whatever you want to call them, whatever. The elites of Esau, Edom, the Amalekites, they control everything that Babylon and Israel and all these they have a grip on the world, man. Okay, and the ultimate goal is for them to RFID chip tag every man, woman, and child over here in Babylon and elsewhere and abroad. That's what they want. They want to get their new word off the ground, but it's not going to work. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge have perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am none, I am, and there is none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Okay, and what evil is this? The evil of war, the evil of nuclear missiles, the evil of hardship, famine, death, plagues, pestilences, beasts of the field, coming in and ripping shit up. All that, judgment is finna be brought upon the inhabitants of Babylon the Great in over here in America, man. These people who have been living deliciously and carelessly off the hog are finna get destroyed. All right, it says, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. This is what's happening. The Lord and the angels are sending and orchestrating the evil to, and the judgment to be brought here to Babylon the Great. Yep, that's what's happening. That's what's being orchestrated before our very eyes. And what the men of the Lord are going to do, and what we're going to continue to keep doing, is to keep warning you of the return of the Lord and what it means, and what all that entails, and we ought to be doing, because we want to be delivered from this. You know, we're in the midst of war, okay, and it's going to get serious. It's not something that's like, oh, they're at war, we'll be all right. I just keep living my everyday life, keep going to work, keep paying taxes, and I'm gonna be okay. That's not the times that we coming into. Okay, there might have been the times before, but okay, those were the times before. We're talking about prophecy. You know, prophecy is jumping off the books right now. It's jumping off the page right now. Okay, and within prophecy, America is going to be destroyed. America, it does not exist. Okay, is destroyed. All right. So let me get another precept here. And I want to say, bear with me here, and I want to get to the point. Bear with me here. Salakia, because there's a particular Oh, here we go. Salakia. Bear with me. Yeah, just bear with me. Anyway, the point here, let's go back so we can get a better visual. Let's make sure that we're getting a pure visual, okay? Because I'm the type of person, I like to visually see shit, and I like to read shit, but I like to visually see it first. So that's how I bring out my lessons. So I want you to visually see this before I go into this precept. See how that place has got destroyed? See
One
that?
vengeance for all.
It's in the waters. It's over. Hold on. Let's go back.
I don't think this is over, man. And then look at this shit here. But watch after it hits that statue. Look what it's.
All right, just so we can get a visual again. You know, some people got short-term memory. You know, they forget shit quick. You know, we're talking about the Israelites here. They're very foolish people. Now, this is Jeremiah 51:25. I'm jumping right to the point. It says, "Behold, I am against thee." Yahawashi is against this kingdom. All right. Here in Jeremiah 51, when it speaks about Babylon, it's not talking about the ancient Babylon. It's talking about this Babylon that we're currently in. This confused, wicked, defiled kingdom. The second leg of the Roman Empire, of the Western Roman Empire that fell. This is the last leg. The scriptures speak about how, which I'm gonna end that precept on that, but the scriptures speak about how this place shall continue for a short season, a short time, for a short space, through the Spirit, roughly paraphrasing. And this is that short space, that short season, that short time. But the end of it is destruction. The end of it is nuclear missiles fired off from the allies and enemies of Babylon the Great, which is going to lead to what? Destruction. Boom. Gone. But we're going to escape it. But we're bringing it out, and we're making it plain, man. We're making it plain. But the only ones that's going to hearken is going to be the elect. So it is what it is. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain." All right, because what is it? Babylon the Great they went across the world, rape, robbing, and taking resources from other nations, because they were the hammer of the earth at the time, or they were they had more power than they do now. They still have power now, but the nations are not as in fear or under their thumb as they were in years prior and decades prior. You understand? But it says, "Behold, I am against thee." The Lord Yahawashi is against his kingdom. "O destroying mountain, thus saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch forth." Because what is Esau doing? Chemtrails, poisoning the food, having fucking secret sex rings and childs all across the world. This ain't just in Babylon. It's everywhere. Esau doing this shit on a global scale. Okay? chemtrails, poison in the food, GMOs. What else? The medicine is poison. Everything is poison. The water's poison. Your fluoride and chemicals in the water and forever chemicals in the water. What else? What else is these? I don't know. Destroying the atmosphere with all type of chemicals and stuff, and Esau's just the polluting the earth, man. Really, he's just polluting the earth with him just being alive. Because all he's gonna do is just do wickedness. When Esau get a little bit of money, a little bit of power, he's gonna do some wickedness, all right, and fuck it up for everybody, right? Because that's how the Lord set him up, all right. And that's why the Lord got to take him out the way, all right, for things to be in order. It says, "Which destroyeth all the earth, I will stretch forth out my hand upon thee, and I will roll thee down from the rock, and I will make thee a burnt mountain." All right, because the Lord is gonna. What's the ultimate end of this place? Just as you see that visual with Iran shooting that nuclear missile and touching, just giving like because the way that AI video depicted it's not gonna play out exactly like that. But you get an idea of what the message is and what they're trying to say and what they're trying to convey via the AI video itself. Now, it says, "I will make thee a burnt mountain." That burnt mountain, it means that the Lord is these places gonna be inhabitable. Okay, it says, "I will not take thee a stone nor corner nor stone for a foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, thus saith the Lord." All right, and that's what I just wanted to just right there, and like what else do I need to keep saying? Trying to see if there's any more precepts that I might want to touch down on, but scriptures speak about how they're gonna howl for this place once this place gets destroyed, man. Because this place has made the nations and the other nation, the heathen nations outside of them, like Iran, Iraq, China, South Korea, all these, even Russia, all these places do business in some way, shape, or form with America on a low level, whether it be high or low. But what they're trying to do is get away from the business that they do with America, what they do with the dollar, which is the global reserve currency. Even unto this day, it still is. So they still have to deal. But hey, it is what it is. With all that being said, let me see. Any other precepts on precept. I guess we can get that Galatians, but ultimately, let me think. Bear with me here. Oh, okay. I guess we can get that. Let's get Lamentations 4:21, because we're at the end of Esau's kingdom, and it's only a matter of time for us. It's only a matter of time for these prophecies and things of that nature to come to pass, man. So with that being said, this is Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz." Right now, and what we're seeing is the end. We're seeing the end of Esau's kingdom and the end of Esau's rulership as a nation, as a people. All right. Ultimately, like it says here, "The cup shall also pass unto thee," and that cup is that destruction. We drunk of that cup, so you're gonna have to drink of that cup. You're gonna have to drink the dregs. You know what I mean? That cup is representation of destruction. The Lord's finna get you. The Lord's finna get Esau. Okay. Now, it says, "Shall also pass unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken." Ultimately, the Lord's going to force you to drink that shit. It don't matter if you want to drink it or not. "And thou shalt be naked." You know what I'm saying? You're going to be in sin. Right? You're going to be exposed. It says, "The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion." All right, the Lord's going to deliver us, man. But it says here, "But, O daughter of Edom, he shall discover thy sins." And that's what we're seeing, man. And the ultimate reward for the sins that you've done that have reached up into the Lord is destruction and slavery. and hardcore bondage. All that. You're going to get all that and more. Okay, scriptures speak about in Revelations 18:8. I do believe it says, give unto her double. So with all that being said, I ain't want to make this video long. I just wanted to hit a few things, and Lord willing, it'll be edifying unto the hopeful body of the hopeful body of the elect. And Lord willing, you were edified. And until the next video, next sit down, next camp, or whatever it may be, Lord willing, whatever it may be, I want to say shalom.